absolutely. You know, I think when you get into a game situation, you're looking for a flow, you know what I mean? You're looking for, certainly for me, you know, I think if you remember last year, I think that the offense was sloppy. You know, the ball was on the ground, missed timing on handoffs, and, you know, I really want to see a clean game from the offensive perspective. And there's a lot of, you know, guys that are going to get a chance to compete for the first time in a longer format defensively, especially in the, you know, you're going to take a look at Shoemate, you're going to take a look at Ira Hardy, you're going to take a look at, you know, from a defensive standpoint, Jared Grace, you know, Ben Council. So I think there's a lot to look at individually, defensively. Structure will be the same, and I think offensively, I want to get out of it feeling, you know, that we've really made that next step from an offensive standpoint in terms of continuity and execution.
Now the games are televised and people across the country can see games. Do you hold back maybe differently than maybe you would have 3 or 4 years ago?
You know, I think everybody, look, you can get on YouTube and get anything. You know, I really just, you know, we're going to obviously not show a Temple game plan. Right. And if there's some things there that we don't show, but we're going to run what we run offensively. I just don't think there's a ton of secrets anymore. I think, you know, you're not going to see us run a lot of game plan kind of things, but we're going to run what we run.
Phil, you mentioned Corey Robinson. We just see sample sizes, but in those samples, he makes a great catch every time. What does he need to do to get in the rotation next year, besides kind of games like that we get?
Yeah, I just think, you know, he's not going to be ready at any time where we want him next year, but he's certainly somebody that can help us win football games in a role. You know, so he's going to be a role player, kind of like Chris Brown was. You know, and you can say, hey, Chris helped us win a game against Oklahoma. So I think that's how you got to look at Corey Robinson. No, he's not a finished product yet. He's got to get bigger. He's got to get stronger. But he does have a skill set. When you throw that ball near him, he comes down with it. So I think there's a place for him in our offense. But, you know, he won't be a featured guy like a Daniels might be.
With the success he had last year, what's the next step for Prince Shembo? What does he have to do next year, building off of last year?
Well, I think probably third down, you know, is big for him in the sense that, you know, he was our nickel rusher for us. I think continually getting after the quarterback is what we need from Prince. And then in our base defense, probably pass coverage, you know, those two areas. So there's some work there left for him. I think what he brought Al last year consistently was, you know, a readiness. You know, he was ready to play each and every week. But I think there's another level for him in our third down nickel package as a pass rusher. And I think that there's definitely room for improvement in his coverage skills at the cap position.